What does a rapper do all day? I quit my job to be a full-time rapper. If you didn't know that, that's the whole point of this channel. I don't know how you're here, but welcome. It's all about the journey. This is Road to J. Cole feature, episode 16 or 17 or something like that. Let's get into it. So I haven't done a Road to J. Cole feature episode in like 3 weeks or something because I dropped my EP on June 26th, and ever since then I've been going hard, and that's been my entire focus. I just haven't had the time to stand in front of a camera for 20 minutes and record. But anyway, these past few weeks I have been living the rapper life like as much as possible because I'm coming off a new release, and I feel like that's kind of peak rapper experience. First, I want to talk about the special days that are nothing like a normal day-to-day, and then I'll get into a little bit of what like my day-to-day is actually like these past few weeks. Special day number one is June 25th, the day before the EP dropped. I stayed up till midnight for the drop, and then when it dropped, there's a lot of logistics I had to do. I had to update my hyperfollow page, which has all the links to the EP. I had to manually make it public on SoundCloud. I had to post about the EP on my Instagram story and some random Instagram posts and YouTube community posts and all that stuff. I had to put all the lyrics on Genius. By the way, I feel like a lot of up-and-coming artists don't have their songs on Genius. Anyone can do it. Like, you can just put your song on there. So do that. If you're making music, like, put it on Genius. It makes you look really cool and professional. And a lot of people ask me, like, how did you get on Genius? I just put it there. Now, the next day, the actual day of the release, was a very special day. There's a lot of like follow-up logistics to do. You know, I posted the EP on Bandcamp. I uploaded it all to Tidal too. Did a bunch of Instagram posts and like DMing friends with the link to the EP and all that sort of stuff. I think I posted about it on my Facebook that day too, because you know, I want everybody who knows me to know this EP. This EP is an extension of me. So you know, I gotta get it to all the friends and family. And then later that night, I had what might be my favorite performance of my life, the EP release party. There was one part of the night, I think I was performing What Do You Want? And it wasn't the hook, it was like just a random part of the verse, and I decided to take a risk, and I held the mic out for the crowd to like say the words to me, and they did. Like, they knew the verse. That's like, I don't know, as a small artist, stuff like that is just pure joy. Like, I don't know, if you're Kendrick Lamar, you can have an entire stadium singing along every word to all your discography. But as a small artist, like, when they know one line of a verse, that's like the coolest thing ever. So thank you so much to everybody who pulled up to the EP release party. It was honestly just such a special night. And honestly, I think the best way to express it is with this little vlog I filmed right after the concert. I'll let past DG talk to you for a minute. Here you go. Hi. I hope everybody gets to feel some... Okay, let me close this door. I hope everybody at some point in their life gets to feel this immense level of love and community and all, and just joy. Look at this. I love my friends. My friends risking to vibe, gave me this beautiful card that's massive, and they got a bunch of people at the concert to sign it too. And like, I'm so overcome with emotions right now that like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I want to cry. I want to scream and, like, hide in a corner and then go out and hug all my friends and everything. And, like, and you know, out here at the Dagsby, it's like, it's after the concert and people are still hanging out and they're playing my music, and it's like, this is the dream. This is it. This is why I quit my job. I feel like I should cry because I'm so overcome with emotion right now, but the emotion is genuinely pure joy. Like, I can't cry. It's like I'm trying to be all sentimental and whatever, but it's just like I'm surrounded by great people who I love, and I'm in a place that's warm and enjoyable to be in, and I'm just happy. So, yeah, that's where we're at tonight. Yeah, man, good times. Another special day I had recently was July 3rd in Raleigh. I've been talking about this concert for months. I booked a venue called King's in Raleigh, and it was so good, man. We sold so many tickets. So many people were there just like enjoying the vibes. I did the entire EP. I did a bunch of old stuff too. People were singing along. People were jumping. People were moshing. It was insane. I had such a good night. And I'm not going to get into exact numbers here, but this is the most profitable concert I've ever done. I made a good amount of money that night, which is just like really validating because, you know, I quit my job for this. So being able to like make any money from rap is the dream, and it's happening. So that was really great. Thanks everybody who showed up. Now, a lot of the other days since the EP release haven't had a performance or anything like that, so they've been pretty standard days, and I want to explain like what the vibe has been like. I've been doing a lot of Submit Hub. For those who don't know, Submit Hub is a platform where you can send your music to people who have big playlists on Spotify. They'll listen to your music. If they think it fits on one of their playlists, they'll add it to the playlist. You do pay for every playlist you submit to. You're not paying for a placement though, you're paying for a submission, which might sound worse, but actually it's better because there's a lot of scams out there where people will make you pay for playlist placements. And usually that means they don't actually care about the quality of the music. They're just trying to make a quick buck off starving artists. And a lot of times those playlists are botted. And this is not a sponsor, but in my experience with this EP, Submit Hub has been great. I've been going hard submitting Make It Make Sense to as many playlists as possible. And so far I've had about a 35% yes rate, which is actually really high. Like the most I've ever had for previous songs is in like the 20% range. I think it's a combination of Make It Make Sense being my best song yet, and also like choosing playlists where it makes sense. You know, like I'm not submitting to random R&B playlists because it's a hype rap song. You know, I'm finding playlists that have the right vibe already, and then saying, hey, here's why I think you would like this, and sending it to them. So there's been a lot of Submit Hub. There's also been a lot of reels, like social media posting, all that kind of stuff. I've been going really hard with just being aggressive on Instagram and YouTube Shorts and TikTok. I'm not gonna lie, I might kind of be giving up on TikTok. I've talked to a lot of other artists who are saying that like TikTok just is not showing their videos to their followers. And my goal with all of this is to get a following. And if my following on TikTok isn't even seeing the things I'm posting, I think it's not really doing much for me. So I'm focusing a lot more on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. Those have been going okay. I haven't had any like crazy viral reels yet, but I have a few in the works that I think are going to do good numbers, so we shall see. And I've talked about this in previous episodes of this series, but even the reels that don't go viral are still helpful. You know, my audience, you guys, are going to see those reels and remember that I exist, and maybe it'll remind you to go check out the EP if you haven't already. So it's all part of the strategy. Even the reels that don't pop off are still useful. Beyond Submit Hub and social media, I'm also just trying to be outside as much as possible. You know, I go to a lot of open mics in the DC area. I've been keeping that up and telling everybody everywhere about my EP. Some open mic nights I don't get on the list and I don't get to perform, but I'm still like showing my face, talking to other artists, and slipping in that I have an EP that I just dropped. So, you know, I think that's helping out with like getting it on people's radars. One thing I've been doing lately too is I'm not afraid to ask people if they've listened to the EP already. I realize that as a small artist, the people I actually know in person make up a non-negligible part of my audience. And so if they're not listening to the EP, like that's an easy place to just get the numbers up, is by making sure the people I actually know are streaming the stuff. And believe it or not, it's actually not that awkward to just be like, have you listened to the EP yet? And if they say no, you know, like don't make them feel bad about it, but just be like, yo, it's really good. I'm really proud of it. Would definitely appreciate if you stream it. Now I want to dive a little bit into the sad truth of being a full-time rapper who is also an overthinker. I've been staying at home and looking at numbers a lot, and that's not the best thing for your mental health. I'm a very analytically minded guy in general, so I'm always like keeping tabs on my YouTube and Spotify and Instagram analytics and all that. But now that I dropped something new and things are going well, I'm looking at it a lot more. The Make It Make Sense and Had to Leave music videos have both been doing pretty good numbers, and Spotify, oh my god, bro, Spotify has been blowing up. Look at this. Since I dropped my EP, I went from like 200 something monthly listeners to 820 as of the time I'm recording this. A lot of that is returning listeners because they want to hear the new stuff I dropped, but a big part of it is the Submit Hub playlists I've been getting on. It's been helping a ton to be on some playlists, and it's just really nice to see those numbers go up, man. One thing that makes me happy too is that as of recording this, Washington, D.C. is still my city with the most monthly listeners, which is great because that's where I am. I love having the hometown support. But yeah, man, right now looking at the numbers is bringing me a lot of joy. Like I like refreshing the page and seeing the numbers go up. It's very satisfying. But also I know this is an unhealthy habit. I need to like slow down with looking at numbers so much. By the way, if you want to help the numbers go up, you can subscribe and like the video and comment and join the channel. You get some really cool exclusive perks for that, like early videos, early music videos, all that kind of stuff. It's a good time. Now, before I go, you know I like to wrap these videos up with a shout out, and this week's shout out goes to a man of many names, Big Boss Purple, Ted Lavender, Vice Admiral Purple. I think he's got a couple more too. He's an artist here in the DMV area. He's a producer and rapper, and lately he's been posting a lot of content on Instagram, which is making me really happy to see. He's a local legend. He's produced for a lot of artists in the DMV area, and he's also done a lot of live performances himself too. And he's finally taken the plunge and doing some social media stuff to get his name known outside the DMV, which is so well deserved, and I want to just give him this little push. I'll link his Instagram in the description where you can follow him. Super talented dude and all around great guy who I'm really rooting for, so please go follow Big Boss Purple. And that's going to wrap up this episode of Road to J. Cole Feature. This is the life of a full-time rapper who just dropped an EP. If you're an up-and-coming artist too and you find these videos helpful or interesting, please let me know in the comments. It actually, getting good comments really inspires me to keep doing this. The hate comments also inspire me to keep making these videos because I got to prove the haters wrong, you know? So whatever you think about me, let it be known in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.